I've gone from two extremes. One extreme, just doing task after task from a ridiculously long to do list, all the way to the other extreme of not doing anything and just trying to visualize my desired life into existence. They both work to a degree, but when you instead focus on taking aligned action, both tangible and energetic, that's the game changer. That's what really starts to shift your life in ways that you did not think possible. About a year and a half ago, I had to move to a different state. I had to find an apartment that would take two dogs without any weight restrictions. My doggies were about 80-ish and 90 pounds. And that also didn't have breed restrictions. One of my doggies was a pit bull. And so I had to do all of that and I had to do it fast. On top of that, I did not have good credit and I also did not have a lot of resources. So I was in a really tight spot. Previous to that experience, I had been in two extreme spectrums. One of just doing, grinding, hustling, taking action over and over and over again, all the way to the other extreme of not taking any action and just meditating and visualizing and trying to create my reality in that way. And I got some results, but it wasn't until I started taking aligned action, both tangible and energetic, that I started to see shifts happen quickly. In today's video, I'm going to break it down. What is aligned action? Doing versus being. Let's talk about doing first, since this is what we're programmed to do from childhood. We live in a world that mostly celebrates doing. We are taught to push, grind, hustle, take action, do, create to-do lists, do things over and over again, try different things, take someone else's advice, push, overwork. And even though this can bring you some results, it can also bring you burnout. Not only can this create burnout, which affects you on a physical, mental, and also spiritual level, you can also be so busy doing, right? Focus on like these little tasks of doing and doing and doing that you're not looking up. And then when you do, you realize you created a reality that isn't what you actually want. Now let's talk about being. Who you are being matters just as much, if not more, in creating the reality that you want for yourself. In order to create the reality that you want, you must first be the version of you that can hold that reality, that already has that reality. Here is where most people get it wrong. And I admit I got this wrong too, because I kept listening to all these teachers just say, just be that version of you, just be, feel it, visualize it, just do that. But what I learned the hard way is that being that version of you does not mean not taking action. And this is where aligned action comes in. In order to truly be the version of you that already has something, you must go through a transformational journey to become that version of you. You can try to trick yourself into thinking you're that version of you because you have these new thoughts and you're trying to emanate this new state of being. But the truth is that you don't know who you are until you've been through something. Taking aligned action is going to bring up all the shadow that you hold within, limiting beliefs, emotions, triggers, and moving through that is what actually helps you and supports you in becoming the version of you that already has that thing. You cannot become the version of you unless you've been through it, unless you've in an embodied state, moved through an experience that supports you in becoming that version of you. Quick example. You can read about learning how to ride a bike. You can watch YouTube videos about it. You can, get a teacher to tell you the steps one by one. But until you actually get on that bike and start pedaling, you will not learn to, in an embodied way, learn how to ride that bike because you need to learn what it feels like, the balance, potentially fall, get back up, try again. Taking aligned action is what supports you in becoming that version of you. This is experiential versus just theory. Now let's break down aligned action into tangible and also energetic. Let's talk about tangible aligned action first. This is taking intentional action versus just doing for the sake of doing busy work. Going back to my example of trying to move to a different state quickly, intentional action is looking for apartments that take dogs and that don't have weight restrictions or breed restrictions versus looking for different things that I can buy to put inside of that new apartment, like a new sofa or a new kitchen table or a dining table or anything like that. Looking for apartments that are going to be able to take in my dogs is way more intentional than just looking for things that I can buy to fill that apartment that I don't actually have yet. And yes, I know that that is a manifestation tactic, but let's go with actual things that work and strategy, because until you take the action that's going to actually support creating what you desire, which by the way, you are co-creating this, right? You're not just sitting back doing nothing. You're co-creating this with source, universe, whatever you work with. And so that is the difference between intentional action and things that are not going to serve you. Let's talk about energetic aligned action. And this is what most people don't do. And I get it. There can be a lot of fear around this, but we get to acknowledge the fact that everything is energy, right? If everything is energy, not taking energetic action does not make sense. Energetic aligned action is just as important as tangible action. Energetic action are things like shadow work, What aspect of you is self-sabotaging you being able to move or create that reality? What limiting beliefs do you hold that you get to transform, release, transmute, and switch up? Energetic action also involves manifestation rituals and spells, also doing road openers or release work and rituals. Aligned action is the combination of both tangible and energetic action that's going to keep you on track with what you're creating. Going back to my example, I did a lot of release work, shadow work, because I had to move in a very quick time. There was a lot of limiting beliefs coming up, like, this is not going to be possible. I'm going to be homeless. Oh my God, I'm so screwed. I had to do a lot of shadow work on releasing those limiting beliefs, on all the trauma that was coming up, because I do have some trauma around not having a home or a roof over my head. I had to move through that and do some breath work, do some candle magic. I also did manifestation rituals and spells. I did road openers. And I was able to, again, move to a different state, get an apartment that takes two doggies that are 80 and 90-ish pounds, and one of them being a pit bull, doing all of that with not so great credit, not a lot of resources. This type of work works. Okay. Intentional, aligned action works because it addresses all these different aspects of you, both your embodied state and also your energetic state. My invitation to you is to take one desired outcome that you have that's the most alive within you right now, the one that's the most present, that when I said that you thought of, and to see if you can break it down into tangible and also energetic action, and then start. And then you're going to see how quickly your reality shifts. If this video was helpful, please consider liking and subscribing so that you don't miss out on more videos like this. And also, it's really helpful to grow my channel. I am loving doing these videos. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions, let me know down below. I'm here to support you. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.